Hi everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to the Rangers Review pre-match briefing. We are here in the Ibrox press room ahead of Rangers against Dundee. Chris Jack, on the day that Rangers celebrate 125 years of Ibrox, so we'd expect some sort of tifo to mark that. And the Rangers team, you can see on your screen ahead of you. I will read it out. It's Butland, James Tavernier, Dujon Sterling, Robin Proper and Chefty as your back four. Nico Raskin and Mohamed Diomande in the middle. Yanis Hadji, Václav Černý, Hamza Egeman and Danilo make up your front four. Kelly, Ridvan, Cortez, Barron, Dessers, Bayrami, Dowell, Balogun, McCausland on a strong enough looking bench. Chris, I'm going to start this video by saying that I got 11 out of 11 and I've been waiting all season to say I predicted that. But what do you make of that team? No major surprises in there.
I was going to see if you would be too modest to mention it, and I was going to mention it for you, but you're
not when we get it wrong every week.
You're too bombastic for this time for this time on a Saturday afternoon. So congratulations on your selection, showing once again that you have the inside track here at Ibrox. No, I think it's a strong enough Rangers 11 to go and get the job done. It's interesting to see the reaction from last weekend and the events that followed. The manager discussed that quite a lot in his press conference yesterday about how it's his job to win games, obviously, to try and get the team back and get back on track. So I think it's a strong Rangers 11. There's more than enough quality in there to go and get the job done. And if you take away all the drama and all the fallout from last week, it was a good Rangers performance for large spells. Yeah. Before that, also coming off Spurs, coming off Kelly, and a good win against Ross County. So as I said, it's very much in a better vein of form. That's feeling a bit better about itself. And as you would imagine, they would be able to go and get the job done against Dundee this afternoon.
Yeah, Dundee lineup: Carson, Ashley McGee, Tiffany Mulligan, Cameron Robertson, Kumetio, Holden, Silla, and Portales. Let's start with where we start, Chris. The defence. Dujon Sterling come into partner Robin Proper. That was the centre-back partnership the Rangers ended Sunday's game with. Surprised to see him in there. I mean, Rangers need him to play in there at the moment and wouldn't have many qualms about him playing in there. And it makes sense to keep Robin Proper, I think, playing because Balogun probably needs a rest and Proper's played the best couple of games of his time at Rangers so far.
Short of options, short of alternatives at present. The manager spoke yesterday about the John Souttar situation, said he won't play again this year, which makes it sound slightly worse than it actually is. But he's obviously missing for the next couple of weeks, missing for the next couple of games. You're already then thinking ahead to the Old Firm game here on January 2nd. If Souttar didn't make that afternoon, it would be a blow. So Rangers have to try and manage the options that they do have. Until then, you can't ask Leon Balogun to go and play every single minute. No. So Sterling has to come in more than capable of playing in that centre half role. You also had the story on the site this week regarding Rangers potentially going into the market to try and strengthen that centre half area. You look at also the Casemiro situation, losing him and his versatility has been a big blow. To then lose Souttar on top of that really just compounds it. So it's an area of the squad I would like to see Rangers do a bit of business in if possible. But for now, certainly for games like this, I think you can be more than comfortable with Proper and Sterling in there. You look at the two fullbacks, both in good form of late. It's a fairly solid back four, and ahead of that, as I touched on earlier on, there's guys in good form. There's guys that do have enough quality to go and see off Dundee this afternoon. Yeah,
comment here and a few comments like this. What's the story with Barron? Barron obviously isn't in the midfield today, Chris. And again, I think I think Raskin and Diomande is your best midfield two. I think you can say that and still say that Connor Barron's done really well since he came in. He's had to move role. He's played in pressured games. He was Rangers' best player at points of this season when the team was really struggling. He will play over the course of the next week. But I think that's the front six that played really well here against Kilmarnock, played well against Ross County away from home. Danilo obviously didn't start against Celtic, but Bayrami is the only change, and he's maybe slightly unfortunate to come out. But I think that's your midfield two that you should start at the moment. And the fact that you've got Bayrami to maybe come on for Danilo, the fact that you've got Barron to come on for Raskin or Diomande, because both of those players will need a rest. It's a positive because Clermont actually has some options in the bench. Oscar Cortez back on the bench today as well. Chefty continues in place of Ridvan Yilmaz. So I just see that midfield selection as Clermont picking the players in form. And I think, as we said for quite a few weeks, Raskin and Barron are a bit more similar, I think, than Raskin and Diomande, not least because Diomande being a left footer gives you, something slightly different in the middle of the pitch.
I think for games like this afternoon, you do need someone that's just a bit more forward thinking, it's a bit more progressive on the ball, a bit more attacking. Diomande offers that. I think we're still to see the best of him this season. I think we're still to see him hit the levels that we think he can get to. Nico Raskin has to play because he's arguably been Rangers' best player for last month, if not longer than that. So his place in that midfield is secure as long as he's fit. Barrie, I don't think it was a huge drop off. I don't think you can say he's gone completely off the boil, but he was asked to do a lot, as you touched on there. He had to do a lot at the start of his Rangers career. He played in some big games, put in some big performances. Just because he's not played as much of late, I don't think people should read too much into it.
But also, this is what should have happened.
This is what should have happened at the start.
If Raskin wasn't injured, if Rangers maybe had, if their squad was, if there wasn't so much flux over the course of the summer, Barron shouldn't have come in to someone who, now he didn't play tons at Aberdeen last year, partly because of that contract issue, but entrusting him to play every single minute, I don't think was ever the plan, and I would expect him to come back into the team for one of the games over the course of the next week. The front four, I think that makes sense. That Clement goes with that front four. I'd imagine again it'll be Danilo starting at the number 10 but moving up, Egeman going left, Hadji moving inside. I think Rangers look better with Danilo in that team because he gives them a focal point and a box presence that Egeman's probably still learning, but you've got to keep Egeman in the team at the moment because there was rough edges on show in the cup final, but there's been a lot of good lately from him as well, hasn't there?
Last few weeks, it's just been really encouraging. He scored goals and he's given the fans just something to buy into, something to get excited about. You think so many times we've done these games this season, and it's been Dessers up there, and you know what you're going to get. You know how the opposition are going to handle him. If he scores, he gets a bit more credit. If he doesn't, he then gets a bit more stick. Over recent weeks, his influence has come down. His game time has come down, and that's right because we speak about other players being picked on form. We speak about it's been a big topic, obviously at right back. We just touched on the midfielder there. If you are not doing the business at number 9, you shouldn't be guaranteed a place, especially when you now have earlier on in the season. The manager maybe felt he didn't have the options. He almost had to play Dessers regardless because Danilo had his injury problems. He also felt Egeman wasn't quite there yet. Now that Danilo is back fit and is getting there, but with every minute that he plays, and Egeman has shown that he's capable certainly of playing at this level now. The manager then does have those options, and if you do have those options, you have to continue to use those options wisely. Egeman, he's almost the kind of not quite the cult hero of this Rangers squad right
man
now,
of the moment.
but he's definitely the man of the moment, and he's definitely someone that the fans are they're excited by, and while they're excited by him, while he's in good form, he must be feeling great about himself over the last couple of weeks. Give him the chance and let's go and see what he can do.
Yeah, absolutely right. We'll leave it there. We'll be live at some point after the game. A reminder to keep up with the Rangers review throughout the game, throughout all our channels. Subscribe on YouTube if you've not done so already. Enjoy the game wherever you're watching it, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.